El siguiente programa es una producción independiente. Las opiniones, comentarios y expresiones del mismo no representan necesariamente las políticas institucionales de Doral Voice ni de sus patrocinadores.
Hello and good afternoon. This is Manny Sarmiento, Doral Voice Radio here on Doral Voice Radio. I have no energy today because I just gave a 2.5-hour class on social media, but I'll find it somewhere. Welcome, welcome. Thank you very, very much to the Doral Voice Radio family here. Juan Carlos Esquivel, Nancy Esquivel, our wonderful producer, Sylvia. She's all dressed, fashionably dressed today. Looking good, looking good. Okay. Awesome, awesome. So, welcome. As I said, my name is Manny Sarmiento, the president of the Doral Chamber of Commerce, and I think I'm too speeded up, so let me slow down. Today's show is very, 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 very special. I think I've interviewed everyone except you, and except those who have not accepted my interview, like Claudia Mariaca and Juan Carlos Bermudez, who are scared of me. Yes, you are scared of me, Mariaca. Okay, we do not want that person for mayor, right? We've chosen... we have Christy Fraga, great interview. Christy Fraga, please. Check out Doral Voice Radio on YouTube. See the interview with Christy Fraga. We've also interviewed Juan Carlos Esquivel. And we've also interviewed the candidate for Miami-Dade County Commissioner District 12, Sofia Lacayo, the candidate in my choice for District 12. Yes, I take sides. I don't care because we need to take sides. You have to have a voice. You have to speak up. And in Doral, we need to speak up because, yes, I interviewed Pete also ran. We like to call him also ran. Have you ever heard of that?
I remember that.
Also ran. Okay. Hey, I am tired of holding back. I've never held back. Look, I am tired. I am tired. I am tired. I'm tired of what's going on in this city. I am tired of the I like to call it the mafia that we've had in our government here at City Council and Mayor. We need to make some changes. By the way, I understand that we had our negotiations with the Doral Police Department. The negotiations continued today. It was supposed to be a scheduled meeting at 10 a.m. And I understand that the officers have not been able to come to an agreement. I'm not sure what happened today. As I said, I was busy teaching a class. But that's one of the things that I have heard. Rafael Pineyro, our guest for today, for what's the seat number?
Seat number 1, Manny.
The only one, seat number 1. All right, this time we're going to go all the way, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
It's wonderful to have you. I'm going to come back to your bio. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, so I do want to talk about the police officers because I got some information that our police officers, and I got that information when I was running for mayor too. They love to call me. All these officers call me. I met with one at Wawa when I was running for mayor and got the same issues again a couple days ago, that the police morale is low, that we don't have enough officers, that we don't have enough cars, that the negotiation is looking really bad, that the mayor and existing council gave themselves a lot of money for retirement, and that the officers can't even get a good payment for medical once they retire, and that once again that the morale in the Doral Police Department is in the gutter. So, Rafael, let's start with that.
Sure.
First of all, thank you for being here. You knew I'm aggressive, right? So
I love it.
I'm going to continue to be aggressive. I'm going to continue to be aggressive, and I'm making a choice. I have chosen you.
Thank you.
As my candidate for seat 1, Juan Carlos Esquivel. These are my personal choices. Not yet. These are my personal endorsements. I have to get the endorsements from the board, and I'm going to suggest that they vote and endorse you.
Thank you, man.
For seat 1, the Doral Chamber of Commerce. Yes, we do have a board, contrary to our current mayor's popular belief. We have a board. We have a very strong Chamber of Commerce that helps our businesses out. You have always been supportive. You were supportive there when you were Chief of Staff for Luigi Boria and when you were Chief of Staff for the current mayor. And you were always there for us. You believed in us. And I look forward to a relationship with you when you're on the council for seat 1.
Amen to that.
All right, so tell me a little bit about your family.
Sure.
We'll come back to
I know you will.
Let's come back to the police. I'm fired up. I don't know why.
I know you will.
I slept like 4 hours last night. I beat the office at 7 this morning. Had a class at 9:30 this morning. I spoke for 2.5 hours. I thought I'd be dead by now, but I don't know. All of a sudden, I'm uplifted. Hallelujah. It must be because of you, okay?
Well, it's exciting to be here. I'm very happy to not only to share with you, but to share with everybody that is part of Doral Voice, everybody that is part of the Doral Chamber of Commerce. And as you say it, I mean, I have been there supporting the Doral Chamber, and I'll be there to continue my support as your next councilman for the city of Doral, because I'm humble in this, but I'm very confident that after November 8th, I'll be there for you guys as well. So
we have a hashtag.
Thank you for the opportunity.
We have a hashtag. It's
I have
hashtag
heard.
Replace them all.
I heard about it.
We've got to sweep. We got to take some brooms and sweep off the council, get them off the dais, and get that mayor off the dais to start fresh with someone new like Christy Fraga and you, and Juan Carlos Esquivel, and Maureen Porras, and have come up with youth and energy and the desire to help people and family and heart that you have and the current council doesn't seem to have.
But you know what, Manny? It's also good to remind residents and voters that certainly experience matters, and yes, even though that we're bringing, let's say, new fresh blood to the council, I also like to remind voters that, to do their research and to compare the candidates, especially on seat number 1. My seat.
You're 19 years old. You look like you're 19. Huh?
That helps, right? No, I'm turning 38 next month.
What?
And I'm happy to celebrate that with you guys as well.
Okay, so, man. Wait. What are you drinking, man? So is that some magical Venezuelan?
Thanks to Geraldine and Luciano. Let's say it.
Geraldine's keeping you young. I know Luciano's keeping you young.
Luciano is yes. He's the reason. And based on that, Manny, let me tell you. I mean, I like to speak about experience. Because yes, thankfully I have over 10 years of experience in working for local governments, not only for the city of Doral as the chief of staff, but I started with Miami-Dade County working in the parks department, which I always tell people, listen, if you really want to know how a municipality or county, a community is doing, you have to work for parks at some point in your life. I mean, because everything that, or at least to have a relationship, a close relationship with a parks department, because everything that it's happening, let's say in Doral, you always hear all the comments when you're in a park, either with your little one. If you, for example, when I go to a playground with Luciano, I mean, you hear the comments, you hear the people always have, the residents always have not only a suggestion, but they also have a complaint, and that is why it's important to hear everybody. I think that we're at the point, Manny, that we have to go back to the basis of a community, which is family, and not only family, but at the same time principles, values. We have to talk about faith as a component to bring people together. There is a lot of things happening in the country right now, and we're part. I mean, we're part of everything that is happening as well. I always tell residents, I'm knocking doors, as you know, and I always tell people, listen, I feel where you feel. I mean, I'm a resident too. I work here too, so I know that we're paying. Cost of living is going up. We're paying more now in taxes. People have their concerns. Are the same concerns that I have as well, and that's why I'm running. I'm running because I like to say that it's not because I have the experience working in local governments. It's not because I went to school and I studied public administration for a reason, but I believe that we can do things better in the city. And the fact that I always like to bring this example, and I like to use my family because Luciano is 5 years old. And I would like for him to grow up in Doral, but as I always say, I mean, I want for him to grow up in a community, in a city where first of all, that you feel safe. Mm-hmm. Second, that you're gonna have opportunities when once you graduate from high school, to go to college, go to university, to open or to start your own business in the city. I mean, that's the city that I want to envision for the next years, and the city that I would like for my son to grow up. So that's why I'm running. My grandmother is here too. My parents are here too. And I feel their needs as well. And if you don't come together as family, as a community, as a municipality, we're just going to be another city like the one that you find any other place in the country. So, and I don't want that. I don't want for Doral to be exactly like the other cities. I always tell everybody, we have a great opportunity to become a city that serve as a model to other municipalities, not only financially speaking, but also programming. You know, when we talk about programs for the kids and the families, but we also when we talk about our departments.
Well, let me rebut some of those things because, I've always known Doral, and I've been involved in Doral for. I've lived here in 1994 and several other times, and then in 2008 we established the Doral Chamber of Commerce because there really wasn't an organization to help businesses out. There was a Doral Business Council, which is pretty decent, but I said, you only have one meeting a month, one breakfast a month, and sometimes after hours we need more. We established, myself, Carmen Lopez, our VP, we established the Doral Chamber of Commerce to help businesses, to educate businesses in the era of digital marketing. I just had the class this morning on social media. But I have seen a deterioration. And I've seen a deterioration, and I hate to say that, and people tell you, don't talk bad about the city. But you know what? You got to talk the truth about the city. And what's going on is we have a council and a mayor that doesn't really give a crap about our city anymore. That's my opinion, personal opinion. Well, this is a radio station. I can say that, free speech. I haven't been censored by Twitter yet. But look, our mayor doesn't seem to care anymore. Our mayor seems to care about downtown Doral, and that's it. If you look at the decorations during Christmas, it was downtown Doral and a few streets here and there, a few lights, not like it was before. What happened to the tree lighting? What happened to the celebration for Memorial Day? What's happening here? What's happening with our council? Just, they did very well in giving themselves a ton of money in retirement. But it looks like, and like I said, your first thing here on your platform here says, safe neighborhoods and support for our police officers. But then I get phone calls from police officers. I made friendships with many police officers.
Me too.
Since 2008.
Right.
Because I respect completely what they do. Every time I see a police officer, if I can buy them a cup of coffee, I will. Yeah. But I will tell them, look, thank you for what you do. I appreciate what you do. Police, be safe. God bless you for what you do. But then I hear from these officers that there's low morale. The equipment is that there's few cars, that not enough police officers, that retention is awful, that they can't keep the young new officers. This is what's going on here. What happened? What happened?
Listen, Manny, yes, I hear you.
And how will you fix it?
Well, and that's the part that's why I like to say that experience plays a factor, and in my case, since I was the chief of staff for the city, I had the experience and the opportunity to share a lot with our police officers, to the point that I'm very happy and glad to say, obviously I'm not going to mention names, but that the ones that live in Doral, I have their support, and the ones that don't live in Doral, that would love to live in Doral, they know that there are things that we have to improve inside the department. And I have been talking to them, and believe me, and it's going to be one of the priorities. That's why you have it in there as one of my main initiative once I become your next councilman. And it is because, listen, safety is important. And as a community like Doral, the more businesses that we have, the more residents that we have to offer a good service to our residents and business owners. I like to say that we have to treat our residents and business owners as clients. And if we offer a good service to our clients, everybody's going to be happy. Everybody's going to keep coming to the city, investing in the city. And that's the key. I mean, you have to offer a good service. And a good service we are using the police department, the police officers. The police officers not only deserve to have, in my humble opinion, better salary, better equipment, and at the same time, we have to increase the number of officers that we bring to the department, and that hopefully we eventually because that's going to be part of the goals, that we create a retention system where an officer say, well, I'm going to start my career in the Doral Police Department, and I'm going to be there for 10, 15, 20 years. Yeah. That's what we want to see. And at the same time, speaking about salaries and benefits, and by the way, the PBA, as you know, it's coming. The renewal of the agreement with the City of Doral Police Department is coming up, and I always like to say, we have to work on their benefits. So why? Because remember, a lot of the officers, especially when they leave the department, they are paying, and you can actually find out and ask, but they're paying very high insurance policies, for example, and healthcare policies as well. So we need to offer and work not only with the PBA, but at the same time with our officers inside to hear their needs. And based on that, we can offer better, obviously, opportunities for our officers. And at the same time, if we do that, then we also offering a good service to our residents and our business owners. And also, Manny, something that is very important, I think that we have to go back, is we have to actually create that sense of community engagement with the police officers. Again, we used to do that before a lot. I don't know if you remember, we used to do a lot of community meetings with the police department and the residents.
Yeah, we've had the best police officers. Every time I've run into a police officer.
We do.
Professionalism, kindness, comprehension. I know we've had a few bad apples. I know we had a problem at the Shell gas station. Everywhere. That happens everywhere. But I believe what I've seen here is the best force I've seen anywhere. You look at some of these other cities, and we've had the best. But now, what I was told was, and in confidence, is they don't want to come out and speak. They're afraid to speak. Of course, no. In confidence is that, this negotiation is not going well. From retirement and for their health benefits after retirement, $165 a month. Come on, how much is JC Bermudez going to make off this retirement? A lot of money, okay? Well into the hundreds of thousands of dollars, and we can't give our police officers. It shouldn't be a question. It should be like, what do you want? Here it is with our officers. That is we have the best officers out there, and why do we have low morale? And why do we have a large turnaround? And I'm going to verify those numbers. It's public records, right?
It is. Yeah.
We got to verify those numbers. And they're not happy with the negotiations right now. It's just like it's not happening. And I'm sorry, but I don't believe that Stedham, whatever his name is in the PBA, is looking out for the best. When he went out, when I was running for mayor, he didn't even, to endorse, he endorsed JC Bermudez automatically. Never interviewed me, but the endorsement went directly to JC Bermudez. Why? Why is it going to go to JC Bermudez when we don't have happy officers here? We don't have a good contract for these officers. We have high turnaround. Why does the PBA endorse JC Bermudez? That's ridiculous. Okay? I guess friendship talks and bullshit, walks, I guess, if I can say BS on the radio. But, I'm tired. Listen, I'm tired. By the way,
you're a resident too, and I hear your frustration.
I'm tired. So, I'm so excited that you're running, man.
And let me tell you, Manny, because here's the reality. I mean, the reality is that if we want to start seeing something different in the city in regards to not only the staff and the officers, but what the residents are feeling too, you have to start in-house. And that's why I always like to say that you have to see, first of all, the number of staff and police officers that live in the city is very minimum. So, and I guarantee you, if you ask them, they would love to live in Doral, but obviously they can't based on their salaries. Yeah. So that's something that we have to work on. I mean, when speaking about the police officers again, I mean, we only have one community rental, and I'm sure you know this, but to share with our residents, we only have one community rental in the city that it was actually approved with the concept of workforce housing. Workforce housing, which is great. Workforce housing, it is not affordable housing. Workforce housing offers the opportunity to police officers, military personnel, teachers, doctors, everybody that is a professional to live in a community rental with a lower fee or with a percentage discount in order to be able to live and afford to live in a city like Doral. So
are they paying less?
They are, yes. And you know, for example, the one that I'm referring to is right behind the Southern Command, and I'm glad to see that some of the military personnel actually live and work in the city, because at the end of the day, remember that we love to say that Doral is a city where you can live, work, learn, and play. But how many people actually live and work, for example? Okay, so we need
I
to...
do. Yeah.
Well, and I do too, but remember, it's not the majority. And that's why, speaking about cost of living, for example, we do have a lot of community rentals. So it is a great opportunity to money to actually be able to start working on more workforce housing opportunities in our city. Because here's another complaint that residents are making. The quality of the people that are moving into those community rentals. Yeah. I don't know if you have heard about it.
I've seen it too. Yeah.
But here's the thing. I mean, if you create and we start promoting the workforce housing, you know that you're going to have professionals living inside those community rentals.
That's interesting because I'm not seeing as much military move into our complex at Mirador. I'm not seeing. I don't see
because it's not and that's the difference. If you're in Mirador, for example, which is a great community by the way,
great. I think that's the best community,
and a great manager that you have, Ruth. She's great. She's awesome. She's a good friend too. So the difference is that, for example, Mirador, they don't have a workforce housing program, for example.
Who negotiates that? Can we negotiate that?
We did it, and I recall, and I know this because I was part of the city when that happened. That was actually presented to the council, and the council agreed on moving forward with the concept of workforce housing. But again, we only have one community rental in the city that offer that opportunity.
Which one is that?
The one across Univision, Century.
Oh, that one, really?
Yes.
What's that called? The one where
Shoma Bazaar. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So
a sanctuary.
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 Yes. That one is the only one that we have in the city that offers that opportunity. So I do believe that we have a great opportunity in not only to promote more workforce housing in the city, but at the same time, any new development that it is or that is proposed for a community rental, it's something that I want to, and I believe that the rest of the council should be in favor on promoting this opportunity for the professionals that we have not only in the city but around the Miami-Dade County as well. So at the same time, Manny, I'm happy to share with you that certainly Parks and Recreation is going to play a huge role in the new administration, and in my case, obviously coming from parks as well, I do believe that we have to increase our programs for family and children, and for the senior citizens. Let me tell you, I have had a great experience talking to our senior residents. They love the Silver Club, the ones that are able to make it, because that's another thing. It's very limited, the number of people that can participate.
I heard
at the Silver Club.
With that, yeah.
So, but we need to do more for our seniors here in the city. I mean, I don't like to see and I have seen the papers, that when they go out for a field trip, to a nice restaurant or a show, they are requested to bring money. And you have a cost of whatever they're going to be able to, whatever they have to spend for lunch or dinner, and at the same time, how much they have to pay for the show, for example.
So we don't have, what do we have in the budget right now?
Well, and that's a good question for the current administration to ask. So
I hear all kinds of numbers: 38 million, 58 million.
Well, the number.
Well, we just lost another 33 million for the Doral parking lot, right?
For
Doral Central parking lot, right? Because that's what it. No, it's not even a parking lot because it's not even paved. It's like torn apart.
Well, it's and that's why, Manny, I like to say yes. I mean, we have accomplished a lot in the city. I mean, there's no doubt. But it's about time to do things different and to do more for our residents and to think more like our residents do, because that's the bottom line. I mean, you hear they complain now that people, especially politicians, are just knocking doors now because it's election year, but after you're elected, you don't even visit those areas anymore. Yeah. And look, I mean, it's the reality. People are exhausted of politicians. They don't like politics because they don't see anything different out there. And believe me, that's why I love talking to the residents. I love talking to the business owners and let them know that there are people willing to make a difference in our city. And that we're willing to do things different. And at the end of the day, Manny, that's why I'm running. That's why I'm happy to share with you that I have no doubt that after November 8th, I'll be there. And as I always tell residents, we will start working on every single thing that we can make an impact and change as soon as possible in a short term and a long term period of time, not only for the city, but obviously for the residents and the business owners.
Okay, I love this.
There you go.
I got. You know my relationship with you. How many times I've said you got to run for this. You got to run. I wanted you to run for mayor, but don't tell Christy Fraga that. Okay, I'm voting for Christy. Okay, no secret. All right, and I'm also endorsing Christy, and I'm asking our board to endorse Christy and endorse you and endorse Juan Carlos Esquivel and endorse Sofia Lacayo. So it's clear, okay?
Political advertisement pay for
no one's paid me. This is my personal opinion, my personal view, and I think that I agree with you. We have to have the best people. We need to hashtag replace them all. Hashtag replace them all. We got to come up with a Spanish term. We really got to have some change. We need to bring people like Barbie from Parks. You like Parks? We need to bring Barbie back. We need to figure out what happened to our $150 million, which is now $183 million. Why that park is still not built. What's going on in the city? It's crazy. But let me before we get on something else, because this is very important, and we'll take in a couple of minutes. We'll take a break so we can play some commercials here. Let's finish with Park and Rec real quick. I understand that it's very challenging for residents to get a tennis court or even try to have play a soccer game. That is very challenging. What changes do you suggest in parks to improve what we've got now?
Listen, certainly when we speak about parks, one of the priorities certainly is going to be programs. And why programs? Because again, when you see everything that is happening around the nation in regards to to the school systems and all that, and what our children are facing, when you hear about bullying and all the violence inside the schools, and there's a reason. I mean, think about this: when the kids are out of the school after hours, what they do? They go home. They stay around. They start actually doing things that they're not supposed to be doing. So that is why I do believe that we have a responsibility for our residents and other parents like myself once the child is out of school. Why? Because they don't have a place to go. And especially teenagers. Teenagers are, if you think about this, because we were there too. Yeah. I remember when I was 16, 17, 18, exactly what options do they have in our city right now? Think about this. They don't have any options. What to do or where to go.
And the options that we have are expensive.
Well, and that is why, for example, when we think about and when we talk about startups, incubators, we can certainly work with the private sector money. And you know this, there are a lot of businesses here that would love to partner with the city and actually create programs for our teenagers where they can either learn to do something or to start, you know, because they're very creative too. They can start their own business, for example, and they can learn how they can actually make a living even while they're studying, even once they go to college. So that is something that we have to, for example, that we have to work on with the local chamber of commerce.
Love it.
With the businesses, not only small business owners, but we also have, as you know, we have over 200 multinationals here in the city. Yeah. So if we actually work together, I think that we can create great programs for our teenagers inside our parks.
I love
for
that.
example.
I love that idea about the entrepreneurship idea. That's
well,
great.
And they don't have to pay for it.
Yeah, that's great.
They're not going to have to pay for it.
But that's the issue. All these programs are, you know, sounds really great. They got they have a coding program, but it's expensive as heck. And we had our granddaughters in cheerleading, and it was expensive. And this trip here and this trip there, and the outfits, and then the city doesn't put up any money. It's like, are we a poor city?
Thankfully, we're not. But
I mean, did we save up that money so we can give it to the mayor in his retirement, and they just approved of themselves?
And think about this, Manny. When I was working for parks in Miami-Dade County, we used to have private, obviously, entities involved with the parks academies.
That's what Hollywood does.
And we also had our own local programs as well, provided and sponsored by the city. So I think it's about time, especially for our residents, to start offering programs as an alternative to the academies that we have, because we do have the parks, we do have the spaces. So it will, at the end of the day, man, it's going to be about public-private partnerships, yes, but at the same time, as a city, we have to offer a service to our little ones, to our adults, and to our seniors.
You have no idea, and we got a red light.
I saw that, yeah.
You have no. So we're going to go to break in a second, but you have no idea how many times I've heard from the mayor, "Oh, we can find sponsors to do that program." When I offered Taste of Doral, I offered that we should go to the PGA golf show in Orlando, which has 46,000 attendees. And when I asked, let's do this together with the Doral Chamber of Commerce, I was offered $1,000. I didn't take the $1,000. That was an insult. To bring the PGA people, these people who spend money at our golf courses here, especially the Trump Doral, which is an amazing golf course.
The hotels and restaurants and all that.
And then the city would only spend $1,000 on that. And we have to work on the kids' programs. We get more I love the entrepreneurship program that you have. I know Mr. Casimiro had that program, but it was a very expensive program from Casimiro. Casimiro should do it for free. That's what I suggest to him. He won't listen to me. So with that said, let's go ahead and take a break, and we're going to talk about business. That's my cup of tea. So with that said, let's take a break here. My name is Manny Sarmiento, Doral Biz Radio with Rafael Pineyro, City Council candidate.
Seat number one.
Number one.
There you go.
For Doral. Thank you.
No hay duda alguna que nuestra ciudad de Doral es bella y muy privilegiada. Es una ciudad que nos ofrece a los residentes las mayores y mejores posibilidades. Pero es lamentable que después de 19 años de su fundación, estemos atravesando tiempos difíciles y sin el apoyo de nuestras autoridades. El alto costo de la vida, los precios de la comida han subido enormemente y los sueldos se han quedado estancados, afectando la calidad de vida de todos nuestros residentes. Nuestras calles son más inseguras porque no tenemos suficientes policías, dejando los pocos que quedan mal pagados y sobretrabajados. Necesitamos más policías y que ganen y vivan dignamente con buenos sueldos y beneficios. Necesitamos una buena administración de los recursos de nuestra ciudad. Basta del amiguismo. Los oficiales electos deben de actuar y dejar de hablar. Juntos vamos a llevar al Doral a otro nivel. Anuncio político pagado y aprobado por la campaña de Juan Carlos Esquivel.
¿Eres colombiano y vives en los Estados Unidos? Escucha esto. Majority, la banca móvil todo en uno para latinos, te regala $20 cuando envías dinero a Colombia. Con la app de Majority, disfrutas de beneficios como llamar a Colombia gratis, a teléfono fijo o celular, enviar dinero y recarga sin comisión. Y obtienes una tarjeta débito Visa con descuentos y cashbacks en tiendas locales. Tómale una foto al código en pantalla y descarga la aplicación o visita el stand de Majority en el Dolphin Mall de Miami, al lado de Old Navy. Ahorra, envía, habla con la app de Majority, la banca móvil para latinos.
Si hay algo que nos caracteriza en el Doral es la buena comida y los grandes eventos. Por eso, impacta a tus invitados con Brunelas Catering, donde encontrarás un menú variado y a muy buen precio. No te vas a equivocar. Llama a Brunelas Catering al 786-329-2913 o búscalos en Instagram bajo Brunelas Catering. Ah, déjales dicho que te recomendaron de Doral Voice Community Radio. El Venezolano News, decano del periodismo de primera por más de 30 años en el sur de la Florida. Búscalo semanalmente en múltiples puntos del Doral o visítalos en su página web elvenezolanonews.com. En estos tiempos difíciles, una celebración puede ser bien costosa. Eternity Events te puede ayudar a decorar y preparar tus fiestas con excelencia y calidad. Llámate a Valentina al 786-991-3967 o búscalos en las redes sociales bajo Eternity Event para que puedas ver la calidad de los eventos que Eternity Events ofrece. Si quieres almorzar sabroso y económicamente, en la 79 Avenida y la 46 Calle del Northwest, restaurante Eurocafé Express. Sándwiches y almuerzos ejecutivos de primera calidad, con buenos vinos y una atención de primera. Visita a nuestro amigo José. Para más información, llama al 786-362-6471. Restaurante Eurocafé Express. Cuando se trata de calidad y prestigio en diseños gráficos, tus mejores trabajos los consigues en Printcraft. Buen precio, rapidez y confianza de que tus proyectos gráficos queden profesionalmente. Llama a Carlos al 954-294-6139. Printcraft, calidad comprobada.
And we're back. This is Manny Sarmiento of Doral Biz Radio here on Doral Voice Radio with our very, very special guest, Rafael Pineyro, Doral City Council candidate, seat 1, and the hashtag it's about time. Okay. There's a beautiful website. I love it.
Thank you, Manny.
Geraldine with her beautiful smile as usual. Where's the baby? Where's the baby?
There he comes.
There he is. Okay. Future mayor for the city of Doral.
You never know, right?
Luciano Pineyro.
Luciano.
Right? All right. Look at him. He's ready. He's ready to go.
He's ready.
He's ready for the attack. Now, you have to switch schools now, right? I heard?
Yes. Oh. Yes. Unfortunately, Loyola, that, as you know, has been in the city for years now and has done a great job for our families here in the city. Tailin Arias, a good friend, Doral resident. Speaking about living and live and work in the city, she has been great, not only for the city, but at the same time for parents like myself. And unfortunately, they're moving. I mean, they're going to be close, but they're moving to Miami Springs. I told her that we have to work on that in the next years to bring them back to Doral. But
did you have any issues with?
No, it's just a matter of expansion. I mean, it's very limited the space that they have right now, and they were very fortunate to actually found this place. It's a beautiful location in Miami Springs. Is larger, and now they're going to be able to actually get to a full middle school year. Wow. Those that are, for example, if right now you actually have until 4th grade, and then now they're going to be able to actually make it a full middle school.
So that's great. That's a success story.
It is. So we're happy for Tailin and the whole Loyola family. So we're still there. We're gonna be, we love Loyola, and so far Luciano is gonna continue to attend Loyola over there in Miami Springs, and he actually is he has a graduation next week, and he will be in kindergarten now.
I love those graduations. Those are cool.
We're very excited, very happy.
Cool. Before we continue, I want to go ahead and thank our trustees. I think we're going to put this up on the board here. We continue to grow our trustees. We have an amazing Inside Street Media. Did you get your bus benches yet?
Nice.
Okay, Inside Street Media, as a Doral Chamber member, you get a free bus bench for 30 days. As a trustee, you get 2 bus benches for 30 days with Inside Street Media. Brand new Alco Windows. They're going to be our sponsor for our trustee luncheon coming up June 22nd at Sergio's. Peregonza Law, our official attorneys. U.S. Century Bank's been with us since forever. As long as I can remember. Of course, Viva Casa Spirits. If you like tequila, they're the best. Barlop, West End. This is a growing list of trustees. They're putting their faith in us because we work hard for them. We have a slogan called We Market Doral, We Market You. That's our job here to do. So welcome to 2 Men in a Truck, by the way. If you're moving, business or home, 2 Men in a Truck are amazing, amazing people. Jackson Health System, University of Miami, Memorial Health System. Coral Gables Trust. Well, people think you have to be a member, you have to be a business in Doral. No, you can be from anywhere. In Frico, excellent florists right down the street. They're amazing. It's, of course, Mind Health Centers. We had interviewed him here. He's got an amazing center for mental health and a really unique form of treatment. New Way Day Services. She's on our board. She's a wonderful person, Gadi Merida. The rest, Crystal Mines, New Edge. I mean, we continue to grow our trustees. Why? Because they have faith in us, and because we work hard for our businesses. So let's talk about our businesses. I always talk about the May. There was a May during COVID. There was a May meeting. It was not a meeting. It was a workshop for talking about, I think it was Christy Fraga who suggested that they give grants to the businesses. Brought that up in that workshop, and one of the ladies there said, "We are not responsible for them." That's on video. This is not me saying so. We're not responsible for them. They should have planned for this. And of course, our lovely mayor did not speak up about helping businesses. The argument was that businesses, $2,500 would not do nothing for businesses. That we would have to vet them. Of course, you have to vet them. And then they did not step up for businesses at their time of need. The only money that came to businesses as part of grants was from, number one, mom and pops with Miami-Dade County, which, I've already spoken to Sofia Locayer, our next commissioner of District 12, about increasing that amount of money from $2,500 to $5,000 to $10,000 that other districts have. And also the CARES Act money that came from the county, but with a reserve of, I don't know how many millions, because you never get the same answer, 38 million, 58 million. We were not willing, our mayor and the current city council was not willing to put more money out there to help our businesses. What's going to be different about you? What are your beliefs, and what is your theory, philosophy, and actions that you will take to help our businesses out and make sure we're still losing them? You know that. We're still losing businesses.
I know.
Okay? They don't get it. Okay? Hashtag replace them all, because they don't get it. We're still losing businesses, and businesses are still having a rough time. Look at the street. Look at the parking lots. They're emptying out. We've lost at least 3 of the warehouse units. They were like half and half warehouse. We've lost 3 big businesses there, including Florida Custom Brokers and Freight Forwarders. They moved out of there.
Well, Manny, based on that, and I know what you're saying, because again, I actually I know business owners that unfortunately they had to close, they had to leave the city, and they are finding opportunities in other municipalities. So, and here's what we're gonna do, and I'm very open about this. I always like to speak about this. The first thing that we have to do internally is to revise or review the code and the planning and zoning and building departments. Why? Because I know firsthand what actually a business owner had to go through in order to open a business in Doral. I mean, I was there when going back when I was a chief of staff. I used to get the same complaints and concerns that I used to get over there back then are the same that I keep hearing. And unfortunately, we have to make it a more open approach type of policy for our business owners to be able to open it right away. I mean, they cannot afford to spend 3 months, 6 months, a year. A lot of them actually over a year just trying to open a business in the city. And that is why one of the first things that I'm planning to propose to the rest of the council is to do that. I mean, let's especially look at the financial crisis that we're living in, where businesses are struggling. We have to make it easier for people to invest and to open a business in the city. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't care who you are, where you're coming from, but regardless, we have to offer you a good service as someone that is trying to open and invest in our community, invest in our city.
Do you remember Startup Doral? that we
I do.
used to do with the city? That was approved by Luigi Boria.
I do remember.
Okay, and it was like completely eliminated under J.C. Bermudez when he came back and this council. Startup Doral was about getting the department heads to come in, and we would have one session per month, 9 a.m. to 11 at the city at City Hall. And the department heads would speak about how to do business with the city of Doral.
Right.
How to get your zoning, how to do your due diligence. Can we bring that back with you, please?
Sure, absolutely. And let me tell you, I mean, whatever we can do to expedite processes, to actually educate our potential, investors and business owners in the city, people that are coming from different countries, people that they don't know how things work here. For example, we're about to have elections in Colombia, for example, and that hopefully the left doesn't take over. But if by some reasons this guy Petro becomes the new president, you're going to have a lot of Colombians moving out of the country. And the first place that they're going to keep in mind or come to their mind is Miami. And as you know, we have a very we have a lot of Colombians living in our city. So Doral is going to be one of those potential places where they're going to say, I want to open a business there. I want to open or invest in the city. So if they're not familiar and we don't offer the services, we don't offer the programs or the workshops, as you're mentioning, I mean, someone has to do it. And that's why, obviously, a local chamber like yours plays a huge role in our city, in our community. And that's what we have to do. But not only the workshop, not only that guidance that is very important, but as a city, we have to actually change the way that we are working with the business owners, the inspectors, the building department, the planning and zoning department. They are, and believe me, it's not the staff. We have great professionals inside the city. It's the way that we do business inside the city, and that's the mentality that I would like to see change, and that I'm going to propose to the rest of the council to work on.
I'm glad you mentioned that we have great people, because we do.
We do.
We've had them too that we've lost, like Barbie from Parks. Yeah, we lost her. Yeah. We lost Julian.
Julian.
We had a mass
Renee in building. Great guy.
Mass exodus of over 200 people. And then unexplained phenomenon. It was called a UFO like this. Okay, unexplained phenomenon. Now, and I see the influence. We have Dulce Pantaleon. Great job in public works. We had a great program called Adopt a Street. Now, that program is on hold, quote unquote, for 2 years. The coincidence, that was after I applied for this for one of the streets, and I was approved under the Doral Chamber and under my company. All of a sudden, the program's on hold. We don't have a program to adopt a street where we would go out and we would clean the streets. You'd have the name on this either side. Why do you have a program like that? It's so amazing. Really, Dulce would produce with the assistance. Sorry about that. With the businesses in the city adopting a street, tons of garbage picked up from the streets and beautifying our city. What do we have with J.C. Bermudez and the current council, hashtag replace them all, is we don't have an Adopt a Street program because it's on hold for reevaluation. This is the type of management that we need to eliminate, and we need to bring people like you in here.
Well, it's about leadership. I mean, it's about leadership. It's about experience. It's about having the and I guarantee you, let me tell you, I guarantee you that the professionals that we have right now inside the city, they would like to see a change as well. I mean, they would like to do things different, but unfortunately, the way that they have been told to do things, that's the way that they have to do it. And that's another reason, certainly, Manny, why I'm running, and I'm very happy about the support that our campaign is having, because again, at the end of the day, is to make things better, to make things work, that people feel that the city is there to help, the city is part of the efforts in making a better life for them and their families, and for the business owners to know, listen, we're here for you. We're here to help you. We don't want you to leave. We want you to grow inside the city. If you opened one location, try to open a second one. Yeah. We will help you. That's the mentality that we have to actually have inside the city council, because at the end of the day, Manny, again, look what is happening nationwide. We cannot allow to to have the same type of situations that other municipalities unfortunately are having, not only when we speak about education, when we speak about finance, when we speak about look, for example, unfortunately, there are municipalities that they don't have what we have here in the city. They don't have the budget that we have. They don't have the projections that we have. So why not to take advantage of that and tell our residents and business owners, we are here to protect you. We're here to help you. And at the same time, we're here to make a difference in your life. Because again, this is where you have your family. This is where you have your children. This is where you have your parents, grandparents. And we have to work for everybody, Manny.
Well, there's a lot of important things that need to be fixed. Our current mayor, his last campaign was get the road back on track. Well, I'll tell you, his train is derailed. Okay, we need to get Doral back on track. Okay, but one of the most important things you talked about, kind of hinted about safety, is if we have that money, let's invest it in our police officers. Starting there, we're spending too much money on the parks. I want to see our officers. I want to see more officers. I want them treated better. I want higher morale with the officers. I want them making more money. I want to make sure that they get their retirement when they retire. That they have $165 for a month for insurance once they're retired. That's what I was told. I have to confirm those numbers. High turnover, too much work, too little pay. We need to take care of our officers. And by the way, I welcome any Doral PD to call me. Just quietly. I won't say who you are because I know it's got to be kept on the down low. Let's discuss it. Tell me about the issues that are not just PD. I want we see that too many people are keeping their mouths shut.
But listen, speaking about safety, Manny, again, as a parent, and I know. Because you always hear, well, that's why we have a school board. That's why we have the Miami-Dade County. That's why we have the state. I understand that. And I always tell people, I respect that. Obviously, I will work with everybody, but I care about my city.
We have to take care of ourselves.
And if I have to do things that even are not part of what you have seen before as a municipality,
I love that.
We have to do it.
I love
we
that.
We have to do it because
we don't have that. We don't have the guts right now to do that. We don't have the guts. We want to blame the traffic on the county. We want to blame the flooding that we had again this weekend on 79th. We want to blame it on the county. Oh no, that's an independent business improvement district. They have to do it themselves. Stop with the excuses, JC. Stop with the excuses. I'm glad you're gone because we need change. How many years? Since I've been in this city, the 79th Avenue has flooded.
Well, I gotta give you.
And we want to blame it on the county. Just take responsibility.
And in speaking about, well, I will tackle in that in a second. But going back to safety for a second, our schools. I know that obviously the school board and the Miami-Dade school board system, they have done and they keep doing their part. But we have to do our part as well. I know, and I'm very thankful that we have officers outside the schools.
And we can't wait until something happens, by the way.
Exactly.
We have to be proactive.
So speaking about proactive, we need to have more presence, police presence in our schools. And that's part of what we're talking about in actually creating and helping our police department in not only increasing their police force, but at the same time having the right and what they deserve as part of the benefits. So, but not only having the police presence in there, there's technology that we can actually use as a city to help around the areas where we have the schools so that certainly things can be prevented. So we have to be proactive. And speaking about the floods, Manny, let me tell you, I got a lot of messages after Friday and photos, not only from the 79th Avenue, but other areas in the city. And you say, well, but, it's unbelievable. It's a city like Doral, and every year we always see the same issues when the rain season comes and the hurricane season starts. It's unbelievable. So.
Do you remember Sweetwater?
It's about being proactive. I do.
Remember it
used to be underwater.
Until Pepe Diaz took action.
Well, and that's part of being proactive, Manny. I mean, But here's the thing as well. I understand when you hear the comment, and obviously it's how it works inside a community. If it's a private community, obviously it's private roads. So it's not that we will use public funds in order to solve an issue that is inside a private community, because that's why they're paying.
Yeah, but a BID, a business improvement district, you can't use that excuse to let the streets flood and then the through traffic not be able to go through because it's a business improvement district or because it's the county's fault. You have to take responsibility.
Of course.
The buck stops here, as they say.
And let me tell you this, speaking about the private communities, because that's the issue that they're facing right now, and that's where I wanted to take the conversation, is because they right now, let's say that they had flooding issues on Friday where they live, if you live in a private community. So obviously the management is responsible for, and that's why you pay homeowners association. Yeah. However, and here's the part that we're going to be very proactive about it. I'll be in favor, and I'm discussing this everywhere that I go, in having an office or an area inside the city hall where we take all the complaints and everything related with the homeowners association. Because if we start tackling these issues with the homeowners association, I guarantee you things will change internally, where you're not going to have to worry about the floods, where you're not going to have to worry about the roof or everything that is going on inside the community. That's why we have to work with the communities, and having this area or this office or person in charge. I get excited.
You don't like that,
huh? Yeah. So having the option inside City Hall where residents can come and make a complaint and make the allegations they want to make against the association where they live, I think that will make a difference. Now, obviously, we have to work with the county. We have to work with the state in using the funds because there's plenty of funds out there.
But we can't be afraid to go to them.
The
traffic problem. JC wants to blame the county. Go talk to the county and make them work for this city.
Well, and again, Manny, when we speak about traffic, you always hear the same issues, the same complaints, the same excuses. And there are things that we can do
very easy
from the first day when we get into the city hall.
On the road, the sensors on every corner.
Oh, I know.
They're not working right now.
Right.
Okay, we can make those work so that the lights change when no one's
That's
coming.
why we have the technology.
We have the lights, synchronization of the lights. We can do that. There's many things that we can do. You got to be proactive. We need you.
And here's what I'm gonna tell residents and everybody.
Hurry up, because we got a red light.
I just saw that.
She lit us up again. Okay.
We're not gonna wait. We're not gonna wait for the county. If we have to actually take actions and make things happen, that's what we're elected, and we're gonna do it. And most importantly, I'm not gonna vote never about increasing taxes or any other bond or anything else that the city might need, because I do believe that, again, when you do public-private partnerships, you can accomplish a lot in a municipality. It has been done in other places around the country.
And you've seen it. You've experienced it.
I have seen it, and that's what we're going to do, because, again, the residents should be our priority, and the business owners as well, because at the end of the day, small businesses are the heart of our community, and at the same time, our residents deserve the respect, and they deserve a good quality of life in the city, and that's why I'm running.
All right, I love this. I want one more thing real quick. Is I want to be chief of staff for one day.
There you go.
Okay, one day. Just at least one day. Okay, just one day. Okay, and if we could have an office for the Doral Chamber in the city,
that would be great.
That would be great. That'd be amazing. Please count on me when you're city council and when we have our new mayor and the rest of the new city council. # replace them all. Please definitely count on me.
Thank you,
Carmen
Manny.
Lopez, our VP. Our board is there with you for the progress of the city, to keep the city safe, to keep the city growing, to be a great city for our families and our businesses. I want to thank you, Rafael Pineyro.
Thank you, man.
City Council candidate, seat number 1.
There you go.
For City of Doral. My name is Manny Sarmiento, Doral Biz Radio here on Doral Voice Radio. God bless you. Have a great day. Bye.